God took his time, because what he did was he took those bones and he put the bones back together, those dry bones back together. And then he put the flesh and the tissue back together on the bones. And then he breathed life back into those bodies. That's a process. That was a process. God took his time with that. Just like he takes his time with his children. We fall short, and he takes his time with us. Some of us stray away from his word, and he gives us grace, and he takes his time with us. And when we come back, he accepts us with open arms. Some of us are just in the phase of life right now where we just like, I want to give my life to Christ. But because we don't change overnight, Christians look at us, look at those people and say, they can't be no Christian. You can't be no Christian because they still out here cussing, or they still out here doing this, and they still out here doing that. Baby, it's a process. That person has to go through their process to get where God wants them to be, where he is calling them to be. And we have to learn to be patient and understanding that that person's process is different from ours. You might have stopped cussing overnight. That person didn't, but that's their process, and that was your process and your journey. Stop comparing it, because God he went through the process, those dry bones, just like he goes through the process with us. Some of us are praying for things or working toward goals, and we like, it's just taking too long. God, do you hear me? Because I'm praying for it, but it ain't happening. What's going on? And he like, be patient, my child. And I'm learning that because, and I guess it just resonated with me, the process that it took, because I'm going through my own processes, and there are things that I may be praying for or working goals that I'm working toward, and my family's working toward. I'm like, Lord, what are we doing wrong? What am I doing wrong? Why is this not happening for me? And this just really stuck out to me this morning. It was a process. And so I have to trust the process and go through the process. And I know he wants me to go through the process so that once he decides that it's time for me to reap the harvest from things that I'm praying for, or to reap the benefits or the blessing, that I'm going to be able to appreciate that blessing that much more because I went through the process. And it really sticks out to me. And I think what stuck out to me so much was that God went through all of that, and he could have just said, bones back together and get up. Boom, it would have happened.